Previously on Automotive Tales. Done. Right, next one in. Volvo V40 with a wheel wobble, so we're going to go see whether it's got a missing weight or whether we think there's something else more suspicious, maybe a balloon in one of the tyres possibly.
A few moments later.
Right, well that didn't take long. You can probably just about make out on the camera that tyre wall is absolutely buggered. Yeah, not ideal. So all the bearings are good. There's possibly a wheel weight missing on the rear right there, but that is not looking good. So I suspect that's an egg just waiting to appear on the sidewall. So sadly, there's loads of tread on these fronts, and given it's got a random falcon on that tyre, these are ditch finders of some sort, but were clearly replaced as an axle set because it's the same on the other side. It's probably going to be 4 new tyres, because this tyre, which is the rear left, well, you can see the sidewall has perished, but that is a date code 19 tyre on a 69 plate car. So that is the original tyre. It's like 6 years old, and it really is perished. So we've got one original tyre, one falcon on the other side, and then a pair of ditch finders on the front, of which one has now got an egg. So yes, diagnosis for this little Volvo is some new tyres. So I was asked what ditch finders means. Well, I used to call them Nankang ditch finders, but Nankang actually makes some pretty good tyres now. But ditch finders basically means they've got the rubber compound of, well, a hockey puck. So, yeah, get rid of them very quickly. Dr. Nuff, put some new tyres on your bloody other half's car, you tight bastard.
Not my f***ing car.
What in the is that? Mate, it's a bit rusty. So you might be wondering, what the hell is that? That belongs to this madman. It's not actually that rusty, which you probably worked out because, you know, that's plastic. So yeah, it's fake rust, but it does look very cool. One might say he's a bit quackers. One might say he's ducking mad. Security first. So the reason we have this in here is Joe thinks he's got an exhaust leak. I don't think it's leaking, mate. I think it's f***ed. So actually, it isn't that bad. You probably can't see very on camera, but it's basically just rotted at the inlet pipe to the back box, and the back box is hanging figuratively and literally. So you can probably get a section from there, or you could do that. Fixed it. Auto green. Ditch finders. We need to put a bit of air in this. So you need to take what's left of the duck.
That's right, I killed it.
Hold on, I've just noticed, look, shotgun cartridges as wheel cap covers. So what viewers won't know is I actually did have a rat rod years ago made out of a BMW E34 Touring, a 525 TDS that was nicknamed Roland, the rat rod. And I'll stick a picture up here. So this brings me back a lot. The only difference with Roland is it was actually rusty. We took all the paint off and all of that was rust. What a mess. I think somebody still has it. I sold it to somebody at Le Mans who was quite drunk and was like, yeah, I'll have that. Oh dear, hold on. Hey, now, that's like what you get in a Rolls Royce, that is. Actually, it's quite good. It looks pretty awesome. Starliner, or whatever they call it. So, always good to get your car up in the air and also to keep an eye on your tracking, because look at that. From the outside, loads of tread. Thought everything was fine. Technically, at the moment, those are still just legal because there's enough tread across most of the tyre. But with the tracking clearly being out and those being, well, smooth, it's probably going to need some new tyres. Luckily, as he's probably going to run some ditch finders again, it won't be too expensive to replace the front pair because that one is sort of doing much the same as well, and maybe get the tracking sorted at the same time. Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad under here. I mean, it's leaking a little bit of oil, but of course it is. It's a Volkswagen. Do you know how you know it's a Volkswagen? Because it tells you right where it's leaking the oil. Bend the pins. Yeah. Hopefully it'll work again. Yeah. Something like that. So this is supposed to give you your oil level, and this was very hanging off and somewhat smashed. Looks like this is a long-standing problem, possibly from the previous owner, if you've not been under here before. But yeah, well, maybe that solved the low level of oil warning light coming on. And yeah, that's looking a bit spicy.
My solution to the oil level warning light is to keep putting oil in it, so now it's about 3 quarts over full with oil. Because I just keep thinking it's leaking, so I just keep topping it up.
You get a check engine light, you open the bonnet, you check the engine, go, yeah, it's still there. Job's a good one. Low car problems. 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 My God, that's a little scary. Well, if nothing else, looks clouted down there. Oh yeah, on the sills. Oh, we didn't get it. Don't look at how we jacked this up. It's fine. Right, take your bets now. Will it actually come off the ramps? Is the question.
Shall we see what it sounds like without a back box?
Actually, doesn't sound too bad. Yes, because you plugged the sensor back in, that's why. You know why it went off? It's because it's actually called a check engine light, and what you've just done is check the engine. So it's happy. Get run over by Herbie.
I'm not sure what hit there, but something did.
Eek. Right, so as you can see, I'm working on my Audi. Oh wait, no. The Boxster is back in for some more remedial work. It is misfiring like crazy. I can't quite show you because Joe and Dr. Nuff have been doing this morning while I've been out gallivanting. But it would appear that the exhaust gets a little bit hot because it's not got a standard exhaust, as you might remember from previous videos. And has melted the wiring going to the ignition coil. So I just suggested it would be an ignition coil that's failed because they all fail. But no, in this instance, it's actually one of the wires was leaning on the exhaust and has melted through. So that's why it was running on sort of, 4 cylinders rather than 6. Whoops. Unfortunately, we've got to wait for some more parts to arrive. So this is stuck on the lift the rest of the weekend. So not going to probably work on the Audi today, sadly. Interestingly, this does prove, though, could probably get a 911 in here.
A few moments later.
How's the Porsche going?
His problem.
His fault.
This doesn't look like wiring for a coil pack.
We sorted that.
How much did that little wire cost you?
£49 plus beer money. Came in a nice bag though.
Came in a nice bag, branded Porsche, which they gave you after they had your pants down, right? 50 quid that cost him. 50 quid. How much more did the wire cost you than the car?
£49 plus beer money.
So while he's swearing away in here, one thing you may have noticed is this. And you might be thinking, what's this all about? Well, because, you know, it's ein Porsche, the fabulous Germans decided to put the engine there. Not there, like a 911, and not up there, like a normal manufacturer, but there, underneath the hood. So to get to the engine, you have to take the panel out that sits underneath the glass there. You can see the engine through the glass. And then you've got to pull this part way up, hence why this is here, which is obviously right in the way for working on the engine, obviously. And then you've got to work through this gap here, which is, you know, fun. So found the right relay, hot swap it over, see what happens, right?
Sure.
And then if it works, it'll wake the neighbours. Joe makes a very good point. He is the neighbour, so, you know, he's already here. Is that getting any fuel at all? Right, after much head scratching and someone almost getting to go to the pub, we might have found the problem. That would be a very, very dead 30 amp fuse. I'm guessing runs the ignition system. So, do you want to pop the other door open so we don't, you know, burn the door? Given how this thing runs normally. Have you finished fanning around putting the fuse back in? Right, go on then. Give it the beans.
You want to disconnect the battery charge first?
Oh yeah, maybe that's a good idea. No, we didn't disconnect it, but we have got a battery charger on it, so I'll just wang that off. Right, fire up. It's alive! I'd say that works. Maybe. I mean, it's running. Sounds like ass, but it is running. So if you're wondering why it doesn't sound great, that's because these drain pipes here are basically straight to the engine. It's effectively... So that was the thing back off, back on again. So definitely that coil pack is working.
Fixed it.
Miracle. Looks like your car's going on for the brake pads tomorrow then. Very good. So fuel pump, which was checked, lives underneath the battery, which is, you know, nice and useful. But Porsche, in their infinite wisdom, they left you a seat on the front, so you can sit in the spare wheel well and put the battery, like, under tray cover thing between the battery and the fuel pump in. Just like that. Metal cover goes on. Carpet optional.
Carpet's not optional.
It is not. Because, oh, that's true actually. Oh yeah, because it's not loud enough already. And then there's a little box that goes on top. There's extra cubby storage. It sits on there, which means you can see what colour the carpet was supposed to be before it got bleached by the sun. Which is nice.
The most annoying thing about that is there's no bottom on the cubby storage. So when you take the cubby storage off, everything that you've rammed in there just spills over the inside of the tyre.
Well,
How many alcoholics do you think have ever owned a Porsche?
probably quite a many. After they've worked on it, you mean?
Yeah. Oh,
What?
got to get out of service because I've disconnected the battery.
You moron. To be fair, you had to take just take the battery out. So the battery's got to go back in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's had like a minute of boiling on the charger. And then, well, I need to go find some... It's on the floor now. You need to go find the keys for that. Right, here we go. I'm standing well clear. Watch your ears, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I did warn you. I'm not recording it. He's trying very hard not to make noise. He's not doing a very good job. Yeah. Another one fixed. Sort of. Whoa, smell the petrol.